Welcome, everyone. I'm Katia Passerini. I have the honor to serve as the Provost and Senior Executive Vice President. It's my delight to welcome everyone here, and I'm going to start with a proverb. And the proverb says, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man, or a woman, teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. And today, we stand before you to celebrate the fact that thanks to the support of Congresswoman Mikie Sherrill, we will be doing that, teaching our students skills and techniques that will change the rest of their lives. And dare I say, will contribute to our nation's journey towards technological excellence and economic resilience, which was reopened with the CHIPS Act. This landmark legislation represents a bold step in revitalizing our semiconductor industry, ensuring that America remains at the forefront of innovation and manufacturing. But beyond its immediate economic impact, the CHIPS Act underscores the critical importance of workforce development in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM fields that are the bedrock of our future. As we prepare our students for the jobs of tomorrow, it's imperative that we equip them with the skills and knowledge necessary to excel in an increasingly complex landscape. The CHIPS Act isn't just about building factories and producing chips. It's about fostering a new generation of scientists, engineers, and innovators who will develop groundbreaking research and applications. This commitment to education and training is the cornerstone of what our country must do to remain at the competitive edge in a global market. An important goal that Seton Hall is thrilled to be participating in, thanks to its role in educating students who will change our future. For students at Seton Hall, the CHIPS Act and the funding that we have received through the federal budget government appropriation brings both opportunities and challenges. But the benefits are significant: increased funding in STEM programs, access to cutting-edge research facilities, and enhanced collaboration with industry leaders in the semiconductor field. And these resources will provide our students with hands-on experience and the practical skills that are necessary to thrive in a competitive job market. The emphasis on STEM will open doors to more internships, more research projects, and more job placements. And while Seton Hall is already known in New Jersey and beyond for a placement rate of over 98%, it will continue to further be known and sustain greater success because of the skills that it will develop with the new initiatives in STEM that Dean Farina will illustrate in a few minutes. We must acknowledge the limitations and challenges that come with the new era of tech investment, though, especially for higher education institutions like us. That means that we need to continue to invest in faculty development and new infrastructure. And that's what we're celebrating today, this new investment in development of faculty and new infrastructure. Nevertheless, at Seton Hall, the focus on STEM never overshadows the importance of a well-rounded education, especially reached through the liberal arts. We strive to balance technical expertise with critical thinking, creativity, and ethical consideration. Seton Hall, which is the home for the mind, the heart, and the spirit, at Seton Hall, this means balancing our quest for new technology with our spiritual reflections and attention to the common good. What we're doing here is what Nobel Prize winner Edmund Phelps, who came to speak here at Seton Hall, calls indigenous innovation, which is innovation from within. We prepare grassroots and local talent in New Jersey, also beyond New Jersey, but remember, about 70% of the students at Seton Hall hail from the Great Garden State. We prepare them to drive technological advancement from within our home. COVID did teach us an incredible lesson. What we once believed to be the dominant growth strategy, which was to source labor, goods, and services from other countries, is not sustainable any longer. Delays in supply chains showed that our entire economy would come to a halt if we did not rebuild the talent locally. And when you rely on outsourcing so much that you lose the core competencies, then you face the airplane dilemma. Do you know what that is, the airplane dilemma? No? So you've taken a flight and you have heard that voice that says, in case of an emergency, wear your mask first and then think about those, most likely your children, that are next to you. Why would we want to face that dilemma? Today is a recognition that outsourcing of critical industries and expertise is no longer a viable strategy for sustained growth and security. By cultivating homegrown innovation, we not only create high-quality jobs, but we also ensure that our technological advancements are aligned with our national interests and values. So in conclusion, the CHIP Act is more than just a policy. For Seton Hall students, this means they're learning how to fish. And for our country, it means our future. And we wish to thank you, Congresswoman Sherrill, because she has made this possible. Thank you.
In the beginning, our universe at the moment of creation, in other words, the Big Bang, there was exponentially expanding space that gave rise to matter and light. The matter first existed in the plasma state, where the plasma formed neutral atoms. Those allowed the universe to deliver the earliest light as we see it today in the form of stars, such as our sun. This was the very imagery that is roughly depicted in the Bible, specifically in the book of Genesis. In the beginning, God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. This is the imagery in particular that's depicted on one of the most iconic artworks here at Seton Hall, the atom wall that you are all facing right now. This wall shows the hand of God on the left side here, animating the atom. It is a swirling outer spheres that have physics and chemistry written on them, orbiting the nucleus, the center of the atom, that leads to the formation of light, and of course, a particular New Jersey invention, electricity, which are intimately interconnected, light and electricity. Of course, humanity did not know this for millennia. One of our local neighbors, who you might have heard of, Thomas Edison, through his relentless tinkering and innovating, figured out that passing electricity through thin wires known as filaments of carbonized bamboo initially, and later on tungsten metal, inside a vacuum tube, that these wires would glow and would give off visible light. Of course, I'm referring to the now iconic incandescent bulb that was patented on January 27th, 1880. Interestingly, Edison had absolutely no idea how the electric light worked. However, not knowing did not deter Edison and his collaborators from constant efforts to refine the light bulbs, which eventually led to the discovery of what was initially known as the Edison effect. We now call this effect the thermo-ionic emission. It's the conversion of heat directly to electricity. What Edison really discovered was that electrons, which are the swirling spheres we see here on the atom wall, could be literally boiled off of the hot filaments and collected by wires. Electrons were not specifically named as such until 1897, so 17 years after the patent of the original light bulb. And they were discovered by J.J. Thomson at the University of Cambridge. So Edison had stumbled upon the modern electronic age. So in New Jersey, not only was the age of electricity born, but also the first patents and the first electronics. The age of electronics began with the emission of electrons from a hot light bulb filament, soon to become the very basis of vacuum tubes, which led to practical radios, electrical signal amplification, telecommunications, and TV. You've probably seen the vacuum TVs and the vacuum tube radios. Vacuum tubes or vacuum tube diodes and triodes could do something very special. They could amplify electrical signals and serve as electrical switches. And this was a technology through the early part of the 20th century. Concurrently, in 1947, William Shockley, John Bardeen, and Walter Brereton, all from Bell Labs here in New Jersey, developed the theory and eventually the first solid-state transistor. They eliminated the vacuum tube and made a solid-state transistor out of high-purity germanium. So vacuum tube technologies were eliminated, and in the 1960s, vacuum tubes completely disappeared, became more or less an obsolete technology. And it was in the 1960s that integrated circuits with a few transistors, a dozen or so, ushered in the age of microelectronics. All this led to today's ubiquitous computers and handheld devices. So at this present moment in our collective history, our understanding is such that we now are able to convert sand, the stuff you find on beaches and in the desert, into solid-state silicon semiconductor materials. Through the use of plasmas, known as cold plasmas, we are able to process the silicon, etch it, in other words, eat at it, deposit tiny wires and tiny films, implant dopants that make the silicon a better semiconductor. So occasionally it's a good conductor, and occasionally it's an insulator, which produces many tiny transistors. It is the absolute critical role that plasmas play in manufacturing electronic chips, which are now known as microchips, that currently include in the range of over 100 billion transistors on a single chip. Just to give you a reference, 100 billion is effectively the number of stars that you find in a typical galaxy, like the Milky Way galaxy. And of course, I do not need to convince anyone here as to the absolute critical role that microchips and semiconductor technologies play in our modern world. Our lives would be radically different without these technologies. So our efforts here today with the awarding of this grant to Seton Hall is a meaningful step towards ensuring that the United States is capable of producing more of the world's most advanced technologies for artificial intelligence, in other words, AI, for defense systems, and other critical technologies ranging from mundane things like cars and planes to medical devices. With our project's objectives focused on expanding workforce, enhancing capabilities, maintaining competitiveness at the international scale, and driving commercialization, coupled with the CHIPS for America Act, towards driving our future and cementing America's place at the forefront of technology. Finally, I come back home to my state, my home state of New Jersey, which incidentally, per the latest US Census Population Reference Bureau, lists New Jersey as having nearly 300,000 scientists and engineers. If you divide that number by the total area, that is roughly 30 scientists and engineers per square mile, or about 3% of the population of New Jersey is either a scientist and engineer. That is the highest number among all of the states and of at least 37 countries, other countries. Yes, New Jersey and our local community, in collaboration with Seton Hall, is the right place to continue to create the future of not only our nation, but of also the rest of the world. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're building up lots of suspense for Congresswoman Sherrill here. This is a really exciting day. I am Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences and very proud of the sciences, especially right now at Seton Hall. Later this month, we will welcome 23 new faculty to the College of Arts and Sciences, 12 of whom are STEM faculty. 7 of those new faculty are experts in applied computing. We are hiring faculty in computational physics, in computational biology, in genomic data science, in databases, in artificial intelligence, and in facial recognition. These talented junior faculty will join our established experts across the disciplines in the college and beyond at the university in a new applied computing research group. And the university has invested startup funding for a high-performance computing lab to support their work. and collaboration with our students. One of the strategic priorities of the College of Arts and Sciences is what we call the CyberX Initiative, an investment in improving Seton Hall research and teaching at the intersection of computing and the disciplines where we already have established expertise: health, biology, chemistry, biochemistry, business, law, and psychology. X marks the spot where pirates learn how to use artificial intelligence, data and analytics effectively and ethically to make for a better world for everyone. We have rededicated and begun renovating 5 rooms and a common space in Duffy Hall to create a new cybersecurity teaching lab, a computer engineering lab, a robotics room, a research lab, and more, to provide our students with the facilities where they can master the skills and dispositions necessary to succeed in today's jobs and in tomorrow's. Seton Hall is reinvesting in STEM to better educate New Jersey's future, its future doctors, nurses, research and laboratory scientists, psychologists, pharmacists, analysts, and engineers. We have substantially increased graduate student scholarships and stipends. A new undergraduate research initiative enables 18 undergraduates per year to be paid to work one-on-one with our faculty, performing original research, publishing, presenting, and learning how to be real scientists. We provide students hands-on experience not only in the labs, but also in clubs and teams. We have an established exceptional cybersecurity club, and our new robotics team placed 28th in the world in its first year of existence. This year, they will be joined by a new IEEE-approved student club as well that'll bring together engineers across the disciplines. Seton Hall now offers 5-year dual degrees in all 4 areas of STEM to make graduate education more affordable for New Jersey students. This fall, we are also excited to start a new Bachelor of Science in Cognitive and Behavioral Neuroscience and a new Master's of Science in Applied Physics and Engineering. At Seton Hall, we are reimagining STEM, humanized, with degrees that give students well-rounded experiential education across the disciplines, informed with technology and empowered with creativity, empathy, ethics, and the power to tell stories about our shared values. Science advances the well-being of communities in our shared environment, and we are proud to support it here. Today's appropriation brings together our investments in applied computing and our pioneering work in cold plasma led by Dr. Lopez to create a microprocessor lab where students can learn hands-on how chips are made, how they can be made more efficiently and sustainability, and how they can be made to work to help lives. In turn, we hope to fuel New Jersey jobs with the next generation of computer engineers. Thanks again to Congresswoman Sherrill and to all our taxpayers for this impactful investment. And without further ado, I'd like to invite Congresswoman Mikie Sherrill to the stage.
Well, it is wonderful to be here today. So exciting to be able to deliver this great grant to New Jersey. Really an incredible home for innovation. I was just at an event with someone talking about Bell Labs, and I can tell you that that font of innovation has led to so many spin-offs throughout the district. So almost every high-end manufacturing company I go to, whether it's optics or defense manufacturing, laser, et cetera, they come out of, the executives come out of that innovative Bell Labs system. So to be here and to continue that innovation, to get this kind of support for innovation here at Seton Hall in such a critical area, one of the top areas that we in the United States want to compete in globally, and to see you training the next generation of people that will take us into the future is so exciting. Not only were you talking about chips, but I have to tell you that I was just at a Superfund site talking about some of the problems we have here in New Jersey with pollution. So it caught my ear when you said that this can be used to cleanse water. Because I'll tell you, as I was sitting there, many of you might remember reading probably about 10 years ago that one of the Army Corps' ideas for the Passaic River was just to cement it on the bottom to suppress the chemicals. I think most of us don't have to be environmentalists or scientists to sense that maybe in the future we'd really regret that decision and that would create more problems than it fixed. So to have this kind of technology that we're developing here, to think of new and innovative ways that we can do so many of the things to remediate different things going on in our state and innovate in new areas is really exciting. So I'm so proud to be here today. But without further ado, I'm going to get to the exciting part. I'll be honest with you guys, this is the part that I used to resist because I thought it was cheesy, but for some reason I've really grown to love it. So we are going to do the big check presentation, guys, right? Next time I'll bring balloons and you can come in your pajamas and we can be like Publishers Clearinghouse. But if everyone wants to come up and we can do the big check presentation.